Hi, this is Lyra Jazmine for Hallyu LA, and we're with.
Aimee Lee Lucas.
So, Aimee, today is the first MVP class of 2013. So, how do you feel about it?
Amazing, at the same time stressed. It's the first time I've had it in, I guess, K-Town with assistants and a street team. My company launched just, I guess, a few months ago, but we revamped it, so it's all new. So for me, I'm like having to do 10 million things at one time. I have to do it downstairs, go upstairs, go downstairs, you know? Yeah.
So, how did you start dancing?
I started when I was very young. My mom forced me to dance ballet, and I ended up loving it. I danced from like when I was 4 all the way through college. And I didn't really take hip hop seriously until I moved to LA when I was 18. No, 20. Time is flying by. And before I knew it, I was working in Korea, living there, and I'm so thankful because now I could spread the love.
What inspires you to keep dancing?
It's hard. I think dancing is a bittersweet. A lot of people move out here and hear about the LA, the glamorous life, you know. But to be truthful, it's like the starving artist, you know. You come out here and you have to keep going. So for me, especially with M.V.P, it's the fans. The fans who love K-pop, who just practice in the streets. They perform K-pop in their talent shows. Like, I want to get a whole group together and create a safe platform for them to meet new friends, meet new people, and other people who love K-pop just like them.
What kind of emotions do you feel or give off when you dance?
It could be anything and everything, depending on what song I'm teaching, the beat, the music, how the singer is singing. And I tell other people, you know, to portray that, to be cute, to be sexy, to be a gangster, to be themselves, really. So if I'm teaching like Big Bang, then it's going to be fun. If I teach G-Dragon, it's going to be hard. If I teach Girls' Generation, it's going to be cute and sexy. So,
what is your favorite part about dancing?
The favorite part about dancing is obviously performing. There's nothing like it, being on stage, everyone's watching you. When you dance on stage and performing live, you have one chance, or that one show. Whereas when you do a concert video online, you can make it perfect, edit it 20 hours and shoot 120 times. You know what I mean? So that video is going to be great. When you're performing, you get nervous, so I love that.
What are some of your goals as a dancer and a choreographer?
Last year my biggest goal and dream was to take M.V.P overseas. But I'm going to be taking it to Paris in May, and I'm going to Vienna, and I'm supposed to be going to the Philippines. And so make a stop in Korea. It's really happening. And now I have a new design, Honey Thighs. So I'm going to keep branding her in it right now. That'll be a dream. You know, maybe the next Sanrio or something.
Did you ever have had a worst dance moment?
Yeah, of course. The worst dance moment. One of them was in Korea. I was performing in Taeyang's solo concert. And there's just, you have no power. When you're given clothes last minute and you go out and perform, I had a tube top. And so when I was performing for the 18 and under concert, is that right? 18 under, 18 and over? My top kept falling. And I had no idea. So I feel bad, but everyone else felt bad. So for me, it was a bad moment, but I still performed. No matter what you do, if your hair is in front of your face, you just keep dancing. If your shoe falls off, you keep dancing.
What's your favorite dance step that you made?
At the moment, you mean like overall in general or like M.V.P? For M.V.P, I really enjoy G-Dragon's Breathe. It's really upbeat, it's really fun, a lot of grooves. In general, what I've loved, I guess, G-Dragon's concert. Overall, I did everything from transitions, formations, so for me to finally have power and control, it felt good and it's scary. Like everyone's looking at you to have the right directions and the right movement, so.
About G-Dragon.
Oh. Yes.
You had a scandal with him because of one dance on stage. How did you handle that?
Oh, we had such a fun time. I really didn't even. I had no idea the effect it would have after the concert. And I do apologize, I guess we were rehearsing the same exact movement prior to the concert, which is like a month or a couple weeks or more than that for preparation to a huge debut concert. And so this is what the artist wanted, and this is what we had decided even prior to performing it on stage. So we had it coming, I guess, But I think it's art. This is what he wanted to show, and it's him giving everyone a piece of his personality. So I think, all in all, it turned out great. You know what I mean? Like, everyone still loves him. His music's amazing, and he's coming out with another solo concert, so I'm so proud of him. It was a fun time.
What is the hardest thing about dancing?
For me, I came out to LA to pursue a career professionally in dance. That means performing for Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. For me, it was hard because you have to audition every day or twice a week or 2 auditions in one day. And so obviously you don't book 100% of your jobs. You keep getting rejected. And I guess people always say you have to grow thick skin. You gotta be happy, you gotta keep doing it until you get the job. But for me, it's also hard. Like, I had thick skin for like years, and I auditioned for the Britney Spears World Tour for Circus. I made it down after 4 days, 20 cuts. It was up to me and a few other girls, and I got cut, and so that was hard. And so it feels so good to find my niche in K-pop. Like, I have K-pop fans, and after a couple of classes, they're kind of like my family. I call them, I text them, I email them. So I feel like I'm part of the whole K-pop movement. So,
How did you get into K-pop?
good question. So, my friend of mine, who was asked to choreograph, he rejected the K-pop job to choreograph for a K-pop artist like twice. We had no idea how big it was and how bigger it was gonna get. So he asked me to be, I guess there's submission videos you create as a choreographer where you have the song, you create the whole song, the dance, the transitions, the formations with X amount of dancers, and you send it to Korea, and they teach it to the dancers, and they teach it to the artist. So I was playing Hwa and D-I-S-C-O. That was me. I had short hair. YG had seen it. Hwa had seen it. She even wore a wig to create the same movement. So I was very proud of that. Before I knew it, I was out in Korea assisting the choreographer, and then performing, and then choreographing my own. So I worked with Big Bang, Taeyang, G-Dragon, and 21. So yeah.
So what went through your head when they contacted you to choreograph for YG?
For me, I'm not a choreographer, and I think that's why these K-pop classes are so fun for me, because I'm teaching beginners. I'm teaching people who don't dance or who just love to dance for fun. So when I had been asked to choreograph my own song, it was for Park Bom, You and I. And that was like 2-3 years after working with YG. Yeah. So before that, I was doing maybe a whole concert, but the choreography was already done.
What was your favorite part about working for YG?
Everyone is so awesome. YG himself is so nice. And one time, and a lot of them, like Teddy and Danny, they're from LA. So speaking to them in English was no problem. And Big Bang, they wanted to learn English, so they tried. And I wanted to learn Korean, but no one would talk to me in Korean. So I know a few words. But I think with them, I felt welcomed. I didn't feel intimidated. They listened to what we said, all the directions, and we would go get Korean barbecue after. We weren't about work. We were about hanging out, having fun, partying, working, everything. So it really made like friends and family. after working with them.
How do you come up with different dance steps for a song?
You know, like I said, I'm not a choreographer, and it's so fun to have assistants because they tell me if it's good or if it's bad. For me, I make steps that are fun, something that a beginner can do, something that my 75-year-old dad can do. So that's how I start.
Who are the other artists that you would like to work with?
Artists I would like to work with, you know, anyone. I think anyone would be fun, even an upcoming artist who's not even known. If I could just shake my booty with Beyonce, I'd be happy. I love that girl. I love listening to her music, so yeah.
So back to what MVP. What should be done if a dancer isn't grasping the choreography?
What should be done if
What should be done if a dancer isn't grasping the choreography?
you know, this happens, and for someone who's first time at MVP and someone doesn't get it, I don't want them to be discouraged. You know, I try and stand and see every person who's at my class. I try and correct them, I try and help them, I try and take it slowly. You know, and it's good because I half the class, and I make them change lines, and so I really want everyone to dance. I call it MVP because, first of all, I think K-pop fans are MVPs of K-pop. They really make K-pop, you know? And so MVP in sports is the most valuable player. For me, it's a music video party. You know, we learn music videos, the best, the oldest, you know, just, or I guess, how do you say? We learn K-pop music videos, and we learn it fun. Like, I almost want it to be like Achy Breaky Heart. Don't break my heart, my achy break. Like, everyone knows the line dance. Everyone knows the K-pop song choreography, and sometimes it's way too hard. Like EXO's Mama, EXO's History. So I teach a groove. I teach something that people can do. And I teach a few harder things, and so if you keep coming to my class, I think everyone will get better with time. That's the goal.
Is it better for a choreographer to be somewhat like a friend to the dancers, or should the choreographer establish authority off the bat?
Should they already be friends with the...
Is it better for a choreographer to be somewhat like a friend to the dancers, or should the choreographer establish authority off the bat?
Honestly, I think it's both. If you're gonna have people who come to your class who love K-pop and don't know how to dance, you want to be helpful, you want to be friendly, you want to welcome them. If you're teaching a dance class for Michael Jackson, you want to have authority, you know what I mean? So you want to have both. You want everyone to know that you're in charge and that you're there for them, that you're helping them. So I feel like I'm not mean, but I ask people that are like, hey, please be quiet, stop talking, I'm not, you know, like, but I'm still learning how to be more authoritative.
So for anyone who's interested to go to a next MVP class, when is it and where?
You know, this is a new location. We're in Western and Wilshire. I'm working with Cafe Bene, who is amazing. This is Han Ye-sol's location, and so I've been working with her mom. And we're here second and fourth Saturday of the month, which is very exciting. Around noon to 2. The valet here is like only $2 all day, which is awesome. We get 10% off Cafe Bene, and we have class cards. You know, you buy 9 classes, you get the 10th one free. There's no reason for you not to come. Even if you didn't pick it up the first class, you may love the second class, you know what I mean?
So, some people might not know, but you're Filipino, right?
Yeah! Mabuhay!
So, have you ever been to the Philippines?
I've been once, and I loved it. I plan on coming back. My whole family was born in the Philippines, and so they always tell me how beautiful it is. I'm like, yeah, I know, I heard it. You know, it sucks. I'm in America. And it's funny because I've been to London, Prague, Korea, Thailand, Japan before I've been to the Philippines. So I finally went, and it's crazy because the fob in me comes out. Like, I want to speak Tagalog, and I want to speak it better, and I don't know, I don't like how hot it is, but I love the food.
So for all the Filipinos, Aimee is going to the Philippines for the MVP class. So be sure to be there. So social networking sites.
All right, you guys can follow me and the rest of M.V.P at www.aimeeleelucas.com. I'm at Aimee Lee Lucas on Twitter, and if you want to follow M.V.P, it's at Kpop M.V.P.
Message to your fans and tips to aspiring dancers.
A message for my fans. Thank you for all of your support. You know, after all these years, you still follow me, and I appreciate it. I comment back on everything. Like if they hit me up on Facebook, if they hit me up on YouTube, if they hit me up on Twitter, I read all your messages. And for those of you who can't join us in LA, please watch us on YouTube and feel free to learn it at home, because I will be coming to a city near you. I promise it.
So that's the end of the interview with Aimee Lee Lucas.
Hi, I'm Aimee Lee Lucas, and Hallyu LA dominates. You're watching Hallyu LA.
Thank you.
I'm Aimee Lee Lucas, and you're watching Hallyu LA. Ding, 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 ding. And this is Lyra.
Hey.
Mabuhay, 감사합니다. And done.